What's up, guys? How you guys doing? It's just MC, and I'm coming to you with a video. I was looking up some stuff to react to, and I came upon this video. It's called "The Horrible Truth Behind WWE and Why It Hasn't Had Black People as Champions." Now, when I saw this, I was like, this could probably give us an understanding on why black champions aren't in WWE, like, I mean, as main champions, like heavyweight and things like that. I mean, the last time we've actually saw a black champion gain a WWE or WWE or World Heavyweight Championship is that's Booker T. You know, it's been a long time. So either someone else is gonna change that or I'm gonna change that. But we have a reaction video to do to this, so let's get into it. I'm ready.
Hey, you're watching HuffPost Live. I'm Marco Von Hill. In the 62-year history of professional wrestling's WWE, there's only been one WWE World Heavyweight Champion who's black. That's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's half Samoan and is a third-generation pro wrestler. Others have gotten close, but no one else has been able to get over the top. Since the WWE is staged, it sort of begs the question, why haven't there been more black champions? Here to talk about race in pro wrestling, WWE superstar Mark Henry. We're also joined by retired wrestler Coco B. Ware. Mark, you've wrestled in the WWE for almost 2 decades. Have you ever sensed any racism?
Yes, I've had racism. Being in the business, you have to deal with everything, every adversity that comes your way, just like the successes.
And what type of racism did you see?
Well, I mean, sometimes subtle, and sometimes it's blatant. But it's a part of life. You know, we're trying to make life better for the next up and coming generation. There was a famous wrestler named Ernie Ladd who told me, "Mark, the company has never done what they're doing with you. Don't mess it up for everybody after you." So I had a lot of pressure on me to be a success, not only, but also to make it better for the future.
I look back at the WWE and back when I was growing up, WWF champions, and I just always noticed none of them were black. And, if it were like, a sport where people just fought and won or fought and lost, I'd be like, cool, it just didn't work out that way. Ain't been too many white heavyweights in pro boxing, But the WWE makes choices about who's going to be champion. They make choices about who's going to be the face of the franchise, who's going to be the face of the industry for a year or 2 or 10 or whatever. Why have no black people made it to the top?
Well, I mean, actually, you're wrong in that sense. The Rock has been WWE champion, but there's been 25 black champions throughout history.
Booker T.
They have not been in the mainstream like we are now. I was blessed to be able to be world champion, and that role carries a lot of weight, and everyone is not prepared for it. We have to prepare our future, so there is champions, and I'm one of the people that's kind of paving that way. You went. I read your bio. You went to Columbia, and you're in education. My wife graduated from Columbia, and she's in education, and the educational process of how we build the future is very important.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When I was talking about world heavyweight champions, other than The Rock, have there been other WWE world heavyweight champions?
WWE champions,
yeah.
But world heavyweight champions. And not only world heavyweight champions, but the tag championships and the intercontinentals, and those are just as important. Our business, and I'm going to explain to you. I'm kind of old school. I hate to open the curtain and let everybody see ours, but we're entertainment. We have unbelievable athletes. You have myself, who's been multiple times world champion in 3 different sports, and we have guys that play pro football, rodeo, basketball, you name it. And with that being said, you have to make the people that you're in the ring with better. And all of us do that on a daily basis.
Who's that talking?
I don't disagree with that. I guess the point I was making is that oftentimes a point I was making is that oftentimes, at least historically in WWF, and then the WWE afterward, the world heavyweight champion of the WWF and WWE have often been the face. Whether it was Bob Backlund, whether it was the Iron Sheik momentarily, whether it was Andre the Giant for a hot second. Hulk Hogan obviously was there for a long time. Ultimate Warrior took the reins from him. They've often been the face of the franchise, The Rock, etc. And that person, with the exception of The Rock, hasn't been African American. And when it was The Rock, he wasn't necessarily sort of viewed. He's racially ambiguous to many people. We wouldn't necessarily read him as black through the Federation. So I just think it's an interesting kind of set of choices. But you're right. There have been intercontinental and tag team champions for sure who have been of color.
I'm smiling because just to give you the temperature of how I feel, even though Dwayne is a light-complected black man, he is a black man and considers himself a black man.
For sure. I'm not taking that from him. I'm just saying that's not part of the storyline. Dwayne is as black as you and me. I'm just saying as far as the storyline goes.
For America and for black America, just because people are not as dark as me, it doesn't change the dynamic. I am very proud of the successes and the way the future has gone for pro wrestling and for sports entertainment. My goals are in the ring, world champion, to be the best in the business. And I've been able to do that. But my goals outside of the business is to get young executives, to get more people involved behind the camera, to see guys be proactive, and to try to aspire to greatness in the boardrooms as well as in the ring. And our company is doing that.
Yeah.
And you know, with the current way things are going, by the time my two kids are out of college, and you know, they'll be working alongside the McMahon family's kids in the boardrooms and the front offices, and that's what we should be worried about.
Fair enough. I mean, I might disagree a little bit, but I see a bigger point. Coco, let me bring you to the conversation. What's your experience been like?
Well, my experience, you know, I tell you, I came from a little small town of Union City, Tennessee, and back then things was a lot different, you know, back then. And that's something I wanted to be. I wanted to be a professional wrestler. I used to come to my hometown every Thursday night through the week, and I was there. And you just have to be a wrestler, be a professional wrestler, you have to be a big fan. And then that's how you start asking questions, and you want to start training and all this stuff. And I found it took off. And God made it possible that, hey, this might be best for you, for me. And but you got to remember, we always had a strike on us already from day one, and we still have that strike today. Of all of us, I'm talking about you and everybody else. It don't make no difference. I'm talking about African Americans. We have strike. We have that strike on us, and that strike is being black.
And were there times, Coco, were there times where you were working for Vince McMahon where you felt like this storyline is racist, or you felt like I can't do this, or you felt like they're exploiting racial stereotypes?
No, because you know what, my deal were you got to remember, you know, professional wrestling is actually it started out, it's a white man's sport.
Yeah, it did.
And, you know, it's not devastating like football. Like Emmitt Smith can knock folks over and get all kind of touchdowns, how many he wants, and keep all the footballs and stuff like that. Well, we have to, like Mark Henry said, we have to kind of go along with the script writers. And the thing of it is you know, they gave me an opportunity because I came from, I built my career from scratch, all the way from a small town, all the way up to the WWE. And that's going through Memphis, Tennessee, working under Jerry King Lawler and stuff like that. I mean, it was, I had to swallow, sometimes you have to swallow a lot.
What kind of stuff did you have to swallow?
Well, just if you the stuff that you like, what you see, and just say something ain't right. There's talent come in there. Well, he may not be as good as you, but they put him in the main event. And then you wonder why. Here you are, man. I'm athletic and big time and stuff like that, and I can do this and I can do this. But hey, they won't put you in that spot. You can't get in that spot.
So that's two. Okay, I was going to say to Mark, you know, that's two issues Coco brings up that I think are interesting. One is the storylines themselves, and two, who gets to be the face of the organization. You mentioned very importantly that in recent years you've had the opportunity to be a big part of that, but historically, certainly over the last 20, 30 years, I mean, you'd acknowledge that some of the storylines, some of the characters in wrestling have been at least speaking to racial stereotypes and maybe even racist.
Well, I mean, that's opinion. I believe that.
What's your opinion on it?
You don't have to have the title. Having a title does not impact on the business. There have been 120 people that have held various titles, and 20 of those, like I said, have been African American. Does that mean that those other
one second, Mark, just on the same page, let's make sure we're clear. Of those 20 people you just mentioned, how many of them have been the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
One.
Okay.
Only one.
All right. So one out of the 120 people.
Yes, but that doesn't diminish the role of the guy that's working for the other guys. We are working for each other. We're trying to make the business better. We're trying to make the match better. We're working to the match. It's not about always the titles. It's about the structure of the industry and making sure that the next generation of guys are good.
So when you
we have to build those guys, and it doesn't happen just by writing.
So when you look at storylines like back in the 80s and 90s, Abdullah the Butcher,
Kamala the Uganda Giant.
Kamala the Giant, Bad News Brown. You didn't find any of those to be
fans. I don't look at those as being stereotypes. You know, there was the article.
Hold on, I can't let you ride with that, bro. Abdullah the Butcher came from, they called it the Dark Continent. He came on the planet, he ate people. He cut people open and ate them, he ate termites. You saying that's not a stereotype of African people?
Well, that's a stereotype. Well, you point out one at a time.
Okay,
you know,
the Iron, let's keep going through. The Iron Sheik, is that not a stereotype of Iranians?
He is.
Okay.
And our business is
Kamala the Ugandan Giant,
we're not.
Tito Santana, Lanny Pop. I can name 50 of them. They all the stereotypes. You know they stereotypes. That's why you laughing. You say they're not stereotypes.
We all enforce stereotypes in our lives as well as in our industries. But in our industry is entertainment. And my defense of the wrestler, not just the black wrestler, I want to be, I represent the black wrestler every day from the time I wake up till they put me in the ground. But as a wrestler, we play roles. We are characters. You know, I'm old. It hurts me to say it, but you know, being the champion didn't define whether or not I was a success in this business. And, you know, I would love
champion,
to.
I'm not talking about the champion thing. I'm talking about the stereotypes. I'm talking about the images. For example, if they told you to go in there and eat people and be the African people eater, basically, would you not? Would you do it? Because it's entertaining.
No, I would not. And there were times where I was actually said, you know, like, well, let's do this. And I actually started this, and a lot of people remember the silverback thing.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, I could not do it. I told them, I can't do that. I got 2 little black kids at home. That,
We
you
getting
know,
somewhere, Mark. We 15 minutes in now. We getting somewhere, man. So you acknowledge.
you want an expose on the business, and that's not what I'm giving you. What I'm giving you is that we work hard to be entertainers. It's easy for us. It's not easy, but it's easier than normal for us to go to Hollywood and to play roles where we do multiple characters because we do that on a day-to-day basis.
I feel you. I guess what I'm saying is, because you're right. You mentioned you had 2 black boys at home. You didn't want them to see you doing certain things. I'm with you.
But 2 little black kids, a boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl. It just as important, right? So I guess my point is, there's millions of people around the country watching these images, and they're taking them in. I grew up looking at Abdullah the Butcher eating people. That's first what I thought Sudan was like. I saw Kamala Uganda giant. That was my first understanding. You get what I'm saying?
I saw him eat a chicken, you know, but that's about it.
He ate chicken, but then he would pull a knife. Remember, he would pull the knife out and cut people, and then he would bite people's heads. They called him a cannibal. He used to walk around with sticks with a little head on the top. You know what I mean? So yeah, he ate chicken, but he didn't eat live chickens. People don't eat live chickens, man. I mean, that was my first. That was my first understanding of what Africa looked like. Do you see how that's dangerous? I mean, I'm sure you can see how that's.
I do. I see the
when Big Boss Man, I mean, when One Man Gang became Akeem the Dream and was mocking African people, you know, dressing like that, dancing like or trying to dance like that, that was a problem. You know what I mean? And
with that being said, R-Truth, he's a rapper, he dances, and he felt very uncomfortable recently with the article coming out because he tried to make everybody that dances seem buffoonish. And he is not that. R-Truth is a talented guy. I respect him as a performer, as an individual too, and as a fan. And if he was feeling some kind of way because somebody tried to paint him in a negative light, then I think that that's wrong. I think that
I agree with you.
This guy, black culture, you know, we dance and sing. We're entertainers. You know, James Brown said it best. The things that black men are is what make people want to be like us. And I respect James Brown. He's, you know, I'm not an activist, but later on, you know, when I put the tights down, I put this suit on. I plan on representing black people in industry, not just wrestling. But I will always be a part of the WWE. I want young men that are coming into business to understand that we got to project ourselves in a positive light, not just in the ring, but behind the scenes. And that's when industry will change for black culture.
Fair enough. We have several statements that will be in our resource well from wrestlers who spoke back. Kofi Kingston, for example, spoke about how he felt about it. I'm going to read one, though. Superstar Kane, who you all know, said, as one of the longest tenured superstars in WWE, I strongly disagree with the assertion that there is an issue with race in wrestling. During my 19 years with WWE, I've had the pleasure of working with performers from virtually every ethnic background, many of whom are now personal friends. Far from dividing due to race, WWE has brought us together. WWE gives everyone equal opportunity regardless of their color, and it's up to each individual to make the best of the opportunity they are given. There are plenty of WWE superstars, black and white, that have never held the WWE Championship, but that doesn't mean they didn't have a major impact on the industry. Coco, I got to run, but I'm going to give you the last word on this. In light of what Kane just said, in light of what Mark just said, and in light of you growing, I mean, you came up in the era with Kamala and Abdullah the Butcher and Noodle Brown and all of that.
Even when I got to WWE, you know what? I mean, even before then, on my way, what we call the big house at WWE. Okay, on my way there, yes, I was in Mississippi. Memphis, Tennessee. I was a Southern heavyweight champion. I was the first black ever wrestled the Nature Boy for a world title match in Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, I had the Mid-American title. I had the Continental title here in Memphis, Tennessee. But on my way to the big house, and when I got to the big house, my whole character changed. I came up with an idea to have this bird with me. That's why I become the Birdman, because I have a parrot was my mascot, and I wanted the guy was so big up there, and so for my size, I wanted to have something like an equalizer. So I created my own gimmick. It wasn't WWE that gave me the Birdman name or stuff like that. And when I got there, when I took off like big time. The kids loved me. And I didn't get a chance to get in title matches and world matches and stuff like that, because you know what, I was doing the Birdman gimmick. You know, there's no way I would want to carry a title around and then carry a bird too.
Right.
I mean,
they said, Coco, we will give you a championship. You can't carry the title and a bird. We need you to carry the bird.
You know, well, my biggest thing was just pay me the money. You know, that's all I want. Hey, if the Coco B1 is going to be up there on the same pedestal with Hulk Hogan, with all these guys, will you pay me the money? And for
did they pay you the money? Did they pay you? I got to run, but did they pay you the money?
They didn't pay me the money that I should have made. I made money, but they didn't pay the money. They didn't pay me the money that I should have made on the biggest crowd ever, in 1987, 93,000 people. Now you tell me that's fair enough. You're going to take two of the brothers and you're going to split $20,000 and pay them $10,000 apiece on 93,000 people. You're going to tell me that's a good payoff?
Yeah, I'm with you, Coco.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a good payoff. I mean, not even counting the pay-per-views. I mean, here it is. Then you turn around and you pay Andre the Giant, you pay Hulk Hogan $1 million piece or whatever, post-shoot anyway.
Right, and you get it. We got to run, man. You know, but Coco, I'm with you, man. You were on the cartoon, you had an action figure, and they didn't give you the money. They gave you
everything. But you know, then they turn around and induct you, they put you into the WWE Hall of Fame, which I'm proud of that. I am proud of what WWE did for me, but I'm not proud of where the money part is not.
And that's exactly what we're getting at right there. The money, the representations, and the titles. I think wrestling has a race problem. Mark disagrees, and we're going to bring him back. Mark, we're going to be able to talk about this more. Maybe we can talk about it in person, man. We'll arm wrestle for it.
Well, let's do that.
All right, good brother. Coco, thank you for joining me.
Let's do that.
Thank you all for watching. Stay with me here. Help us live conversation.
Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I didn't really react to it because I was like pretty surprised about what they think about black people in wrestling. You know, it's pretty interesting what Mark Henry said about you know, the people, you know, people are entertainers. You know, not everybody can have a championship, white or black. And then what Kane said, you know, there's a lot of people that white and black that don't have championships. It's very interesting. You know, he made his point. But guys, tell me what your comments think about that. Do you think more black people in WWE now should have championships? But like, yeah, I'm out, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I got more reactions coming your way. And yeah, peace.